What's up, y'all? Y'all, I'm like, you know how like energy is transferable and some people take the life out of you? This is like venting. So I'm gonna just talk about today. I don't even know if there's even gonna be a subject. I just gotta get it out. But I really feel like I have never gotten this. I've been with the company for 12 years, y'all. And I really think it's time for me to go. And I'm going to tell you why. I love mentoring, right? My attitude not always the best. I get frustrated. I get aggravated just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I go through life issues. Some days might be a little different than others. But as of especially the last few months, I've been trying to come in. When I first got to this position, I was young. I was 26 or 27, so I was a little still, immature. I'm still immature now. But I had a lot of growing up to do, right? I still was influenced by others and all that other stuff. I'm just stepping into an age or a season, I should say. Not even an age, a season in my life where I don't care about what everybody else is doing. I want to focus on me. I'm here for a reason. I got a job to do. Now, of course, I like to laugh and joke, and I don't want to be uptight. And I noticed that because, like, even sometimes we be playing around with somebody else, and we'll be like, dang, you trying to control the room. But honestly, that room needs controlling. It's too many mindsets where they don't want to be there, and it's affecting the whole from the top down. And it's getting very frustrating to the point where I'm like a little annoyed, because I just know. I know for a fact it's just like, I love what I do. Don't get me wrong. I like talking. I like helping, mentoring. Everybody know I love to preach. And it's because like I've watched I'm in competition with myself. I've seen how I used to be and the things that I used to do. And I see the difference. And it's like, don't get me wrong. Like I still got a lot more work to do. But it get frustrating, especially in the African American culture, when our mindset hinders us from excelling. Like, it's sad that our mindset, because we're not getting enough money that we feel like it, so we come in and we take it out on everybody else. The language, the way people talk, the fact that there's no professionalism. It's an office. You should be acting accordingly. You work for somebody else. They're paying your bills no matter what. Everybody wants something. Let's talk about greed. The crazy part about it, and I guess that's where I'm going from it. I try to stay away from work-related stuff, but sometimes I just get frustrated. And I'm going to be honest, talking and getting it off my chest is the best way, because I don't want to talk to somebody else. This is the crazy part about it is, I know nobody is watching this now. So maybe in the future, this will help somebody, right? But I don't want to keep having these conversations with other people and it rub off on them, because energy is transferable, right? We're very influenced physically wise, right? What we see, what we hear, what other people do. We're in competition. Even though we say we're not, we're definitely in competition. There's a lot of things about ourselves that we don't want to admit, right? So greed, everybody has a different interpretation of the definition of greed, right? And greed is never being satisfied and always wanting more, and whatever it is, food, money, sex, everything that you can name of, right? And that's what's going on right now in today's society. We're very greedy. Besides being selfish, because we talked about that too. But besides being selfish and self-centered and not being able to have that connection with God. Because our flesh, we're bad. Spirit might be a little different. Might be more willing. But the flesh wants what it wants, and it wants it right then and there. Greed. Greed is the most thing. You want to look like her. You want to look like them. I need more money. And it's just, I maybe it's because I'm going through this season where spiritually everything is lining up. I got the spiritual eyes, right? I said I got spiritual eyes and spiritual ears now. I had them, but like I told you, I'm still fighting with the flesh. Now, it's okay with me not being perfect. That's another thing. A lot of people want perfection. I need to have and their ideal of perfection, because remember, all our ideals of perfections and everything else is different. We see and we think differently, right? So, the fact that it's like girls doing all types of stuff for attention, or guys doing all types of stuff for attention. I said that you know, the video prior to this. It's becoming to the point, let me see how much time I got left. I said I'm trying to make them short. It's coming to the point where the atmosphere, nobody want to be there. So it make it real hard for me to be like, okay. Because it's just too much going on. It's too much. It's like inappropriate stuff going in the office. It's like inappropriate stuff going just all throughout everything. And I know everybody goes through this. Don't get me wrong. Everybody goes through this. Every company has their, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't control the people that really work for you. They come in there and they tell you something like, you know, and then sometimes our expectation versus reality is a whole different level, right? But when I tell y'all right now, I'm so drained and aggravated to the point where physically I can cry. And I'm crying because if we knew who we were, not to ourselves, not the definition of who we are to ourselves, but to God, we wouldn't be the way we are. We don't have no clue. We're relying on the definition of what society has defined everything. And it's so sad because we're capable of so much more. So much more. So much more. And we won't even try. We try for like a couple of days, couple of months, and then we give up. This one is more quiet, y'all, because I'm sitting there, I'm talking to y'all, and I'm praying, and I'm listening to God, and I'm just like, yo, this is just crazy, because it's like, the things that I used to do, like, I've seen some of the videos. I said I was a side chick. I was not, by any means, this perfect saint. I don't like when people say that. I'm like a saint. I'm far from that. But what happened is, I got in a relationship with God, so I started to act a little different. You might say it's bougie. You might say you know it all. You might say, oh, da 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 da. And it's because, honestly, in real life, we're doing the bare minimum. You think because you go to work every day and you pay your bills, you're doing a lot. And then some people doing too much. So slow down. We're not doing what you're supposed to be putting something back into this world. And you doing everything because you're selfish and greedy. Because you want more. Die rich or get rich or die trying. I'm so tired. I'm so tired, y'all. Y'all don't understand. And it's like 12 years, bro. 12 years. I know it had to, like, it's coming to an end and everything has to change. You gotta grow and you gotta develop and you gotta move. And trust me, like, no, I did not think that I was gonna be here. It was never my plan to retire because I always knew, That's not my plan. But at the same time, it's just like, I feel like maybe it's getting worse and worse because God is like, you're not doing it. You're not doing what I told you to do. You're not doing what I told you to do. And maybe that's why I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, I'm just aggravated. Like, I'm really, really frustrated and aggravated. Alright, I'm going to try to wrap this up because I'm actually under 10 minutes. Well, a little bit over 10 minutes. But what I'm saying is, like, as we're being patient with one another and patient with everybody else, like, really try to find out, like, who you are and what your purpose is. You don't gotta be like everybody else, because let me tell you something right now. You out there and I don't want to be like everybody else, but you're influenced. You're influenced off of social media. Social media got you thinking that you need this, you need that to have a successful life. And guess what? You still gonna be lost. You still gonna be unfulfilled. You still gonna be looking for somebody to pour into you what you should already have poured in. Anything else that they do should be an addition. You should be overfilled. And I guess because I told you I just came from fasting, so I think I'm a little bit more sensitive than normal. And I had cried the other night. I don't know if I told y'all this, but I had cried the other night. Last night? No, Monday night after I finished fasting. I called my mother up and I said, can I come over and get a hug? I said, can you come downstairs and give me a hug? She was like, what's wrong? She was like, what happened? Who did what? Because, like, when I was younger, when I would make mistakes, like silly mistakes, I'll be trying to fix it on my own. I won't try to go and ask nobody. I don't know why. I'm always been like that. Like, very, like, try to, not realizing that it's teamwork and it's partnership, but I just always did that. And like, when I was in trouble financially or whatever it would be, I would just start breaking down crying. My mom would come in my room and she'll see me and she'll be like, why are you trying to take on the weight of the world by yourself? Like, that's what I'm here for. I was like, I don't want to ask you because I'm the one that got myself in trouble. She was like, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. So as much as people know me outside of work and they know what me and my mom had to go through, my mom is one of the best moms in the world. Like, whatever her struggle is, that girl has went through life, okay? I don't even think she realized how beautiful she is to me. Like, really. Anybody that's going through life and is still getting up every single day trying to beat it, God believes you're beautiful. God, you're God's child. He is so proud of you, okay? Anyway, she was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I was like, I just finished fasting. She was like, so what happened? I was like, I cried. And I was like, I think my spirit is crying because when I finished up my fast, I just started praying. I started praying for every single body in the world, because I'm like, yo, we don't understand. And people that don't know, like, team supervisors yesterday was like, oh, she was like something about like, why you look so tired? I was like, well, I just finished fasting. So you'll have energy, but you'll also be like, after a while, because after a certain time, because I was fasting, now I'm going to a point where at a certain time, I'll eat a whole meal. So I'm tired. So I'm fasting again in a different form. But I'm telling y'all I'm fasting, one, because I ain't going to see till after I finish. But two, I'm fasting in a different form. Like, I'm not fasting from foods and weed and stuff like that. I'm fasting in a different way, right? So she's like, and this is all for spiritual, not to lose weight or nothing like that. It has its benefit because I have lost, I make juices. So from Monday, I'm 200 and y'all, I had gained all my weight back. I was 260 pounds, 259.4 pounds on Monday morning. Today's Wednesday, and I'm 251 pounds. So, you know, we're gonna go on a journey, but it's just crazy because I'm like, we don't know. We really don't know. We're lost. We're lost. We're so lost. And the only reason why I could say that is because I was lost. I was lost. I compared myself. I had jealousy. I had pride. I had ego. I still sometimes got that stuff. insecurities. I don't feel like I'm insecure now. I don't care how big I am, how whatever. I know whose I am and what I am and my internal. I'm at peace with myself. I can go to sleep. I go to sleep sometimes so fast. All my life, I could, from the time that I was like, I could remember. It seemed like I was up trying to figure out every possibility. Trying to be a problem solver. Asking the what, the whys, the who's, and the where's. Now, honey, one day at a time. It's in God's hands. And that's how it's been for the last 3 months. I feel like I'm a whole different person from August to now. Because that's when I started, like I told y'all, it took a minute for me to like actually get this fasting thing down. And sometimes I still don't got it down. But I'm just sad because my brothers and sisters don't know how special they are. And they want to just, you know, y'all just want to stay, not y'all like who's watching, whatever, but some people just want to stay basic. When you can have the riches of the world. And it's not your version of it. That's the crazy part about it is. That's why you got to get in line. It's not your version. Like, stop being greedy. Stop wanting everything that you see. Everything you see ain't good for you. And I know, because I've been there. Been there. Like, addicted to... And people of the world will be like, oh, it's nothing wrong with you watching porn. Yes, it is, because that's how you open up different portals. Oh, it ain't nothing wrong with you having sex before y'all put a label on it. Yes, it is. I've been there. Trust me. And thought it was okay. Thought it was okay. And it's something really wrong. You're opening up a whole bunch of other stuff. And, oh, that's what I was trying to say. Girl was like, oh, you sound, what she say? Oh, you sound crazy. And I said, why? Because it's something that you're, you know, it's something different, something you're not foreign. She was like, no, I'm just playing with you. I don't feel like people, sometimes when it comes to people's spiritualities, I don't play with that. Like, I don't play with whatever you believe in. That's what you believe in. I don't try to say, oh, come to this side. I'm not that type of Christian or worship of Jesus. I'm not that type of person. At the end of the day, we all have decisions and choices to make. But I'm not going to sit there and look at nobody funny. Whether she was playing or not, I love her to death. Like, for real, for real. But it's just like, sometimes we do got to watch what we say because people get offended. If I was not that type of person, if I was that person, I would have got offended. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care because I'm not here to worship you or to serve you or make anybody else happy. Not her per se, but anybody. I'm here to, well, I am here to in service, but my person that I'm trying to make sure that when I get home, he goes, well done, my child, is my Heavenly Father. So at the end of the day, anybody could call me crazy and stupid. I've been called crazy, worse, all types of names and stuff like that. So what you have your thought and your opinion of me doesn't make no difference. I ain't worried about what man's opinions is about me, because I know how confident in who I am. So at the end of the day, I ain't trying to be perfect, because trying to be perfect, that's how you get a stroke. Trying to control stuff, that's how you get a stroke. Trying to live up to society's expectations. So even if you don't want to do it for religious or spirituality purposes, not following through and making sure that you at peace, that's how you get a stroke. So whether you believe in heaven, hell, whatever you want to believe in, your physical form, you trying to, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. That's how you have heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure, all types of stuff. Relax. Besides you not eating properly. And some things are hereditary, but we know that. But you can change that. You could break that. That's the thing about it. Do everything that they did, do it the opposite way. If they got that, you know what? I hate when people say, I didn't know how to. Yes, you did. You just learned everything in reverse. But let me go, because I just said that I wasn't going. Y'all, it is 20 minutes in. It's going, my videos is always going to have part 1, part 2. I love y'all to death. Y'all make me feel better. I keep saying y'all, but you know what I mean. Like, whoever, I just appreciate you so much. Just put it like this. I appreciate each and every one. Even though y'all work my nerves. Like, I tell everybody, I might not like you, but I love you. Y'all, at the end of the day, I look at y'all as brothers and sisters. Even the ones that are racist, ones that are ignorant, all the type of stuff. You are still God's creation, whether you believe it or not. So at the end of the day, I'm going to pray for you, okay? I'm always going to pray for you. I always want the best for you. I want everybody to succeed. I would love for everybody to get to heaven, but that's not how it's going to go. It's not. You got a decision and choice. You got a decision and choice. And I don't care what nobody say. It's better to believe in something other than yourself. Because think about it. If you realize that you came from love and you put out love, the world will be different. But because we got so much ego and pride, and because don't get me wrong, the devil is influencing. But a lot of stuff, that's us. We choosing. We not good people without God. Just honestly. Because we think and have these expectations of how stuff is supposed to work. I want to be in control. Like, go sit yourself down, child. But let me go. Thank you. Thank you for letting me vent to y'all. I appreciate y'all. I need y'all. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. Know that no matter what, God loves you. You can still turn. You can still come to him. He not waiting for you to get all made up and dressed up. Like you got to go to, you know what I'm saying? Like you going out or whatever like that. He sees you. He already knows you. You his child at the end of the day. So you don't have to. You cannot fix yourself. You have to go to the Heavenly Father. So please, turn around, turn, okay? Turn. It's okay. It's all right. How many times you fall? It's okay. It's all right. We gonna go, one day, I'm gonna get into, because I've been reading up on Paul and who he was before. Y'all don't know about that? How he was Saul? How he was sitting up there killing Christian believers? That is, let me watch my mouth. I'm coming a long way now. That is the craziest thing ever. The Bible is better than any book you could ever read. Please ask God for clarification, okay? Like, Paul was really what? And then you can also watch, the visuals and stuff if you don't really like to read or have the audio. But bruh. Saul was in there killing people like, what? You believe in God? Oh, that's not the real God. He was killing them. He was like, yo. And then, guess what? He heard a voice from God. He like, who that? He talking to somebody. They're like, that ain't me. Who are you talking about? I ain't say nothing. He like, you ain't say nothing. Who that? And I'm going to tell you something. When God starts to speak, you know it ain't you. Because it's something that it's another video. And then guess what? Went blind. On purpose. The only one that out of the troops went blind, right? Because God knew who he was supposed to be. God will not give up on you. Don't give up on yourself, because God ain't giving up on you. That's the enemy telling lies against you. Honey, he sent somebody out there like, nah, I know he did that or whatever like that. This guy talking to the dude. Like, I know he did that or whatever like, but I need you to go handle that real quick because I need him to know that he's still my child, that I got him. Dude was like, what? Like, all right. I ain't want to be disobedient. That's big OG, you know what I'm saying? That's dad, that's father. So he went down there, placed his hands on him, boom. All of a sudden he could see. And guess what did? He turned and then became what? Paul. We gonna get into it. I'll be back. I love y'all.